my buddy Dash for this episode of Double Take. Dave, I just said joined by Dash, but we're joined by Dash and Dave.
Third person. That's
Third person.
weird.
The way you feel.
Happy Saturday evening, which is normally when we do a call-in show, but sometimes we do call-in shows after matches, but we're kind of back to a normal schedule is what I would like to say, but I'm totally kidding because we have to preview Salernitana, maybe break that down, even though we kind of broke it down yesterday. We've been live for way too many days for the past couple of days.
Consecutive days. Oh, yeah.
Consecutive days. But hey, we're doing also a new format. If you see our layouts, so we're a little bit more up and close and in your face. And
Right
also,
up the grill.
Also, it's a lot easier for us to do like little clips and shorts because we had a couple of gems yesterday from yesterday's live stream. So
one of our New Year's resolutions is to do better at that stuff.
Yes, and we are repping the merch as far as beanie merch and
Beanie Bros. Yeah,
Bros, it is
a decision. We call them toques here in Canada. Toques, not a beanie. Just saying. And if you want to be technical, Dash is more so wearing the toque, and I'm more so wearing the beanie. Yeah. There is a difference if we're going to get like culturally distinct about things. But no, obviously we just kid. But it's the call-in show because I mean that's what you're gonna get tonight. We're gonna get just the banter. It's a banter-filled evening. Is it gonna be one of those nights? I hope. It all depends on you guys and what you provide. Because after we kind of knock out this quick pregame, we're opening up the lines, and I'm gonna sit back. I'm sipping on a new rye, Alberta, of course. Rolling with Canadian stereotypes, as well as the meme. I don't know if you saw my meme. We'll post it up later, but we're rolling with stereotypes all over the place. Me and Inter all weekend. So let's get into it, Dash. This is going to be a fun-filled evening. So let's get
I think it's going to be fun. Do you kind of want to talk about what happened this morning with Hellas Verona and Inter? Did you watch any of that?
Well, that's on. Yeah, that's on the docket.
Yeah,
we got to talk about it now. We're going to save that one for.
Yeah, we'll do the pregame because then whoever wants to just watch the pregame, we can just move on from that. But
yeah,
all right. So let's see what Mr. Allegri says about this match, and let's see if anyone got pissed over it. I doubt it. I think everybody was focused on what happened with Inter this morning to really pay too much attention to this. So coming in as look at these nerds, KB says. So looking at this, so. Juventus head into the game with an unbeaten 13-game run and will be as strong favorites as they swept the side 6-1 last Thursday. Allegri urges Juventus side to shift their focus away from the top of the Serie A table as they prepare, which is weird, for a match against the bottom Salernitana. Inter's win over Verona on Saturday saw them stretch their lead back to 5 points, but Allegri is in no doubt where his priorities lie for the rest of the campaign. Allegri told in his press conference, first of all, the fundamental is to maintain the gap to fifth in the standings. I guess he's just focusing on top four here.
Top four. Yeah. I mean, he's continuing on with that line, of course.
Of course. I mean, what else is new? Paint dries. The sky is blue. Juve head into the match unbeaten in 13 matches, and they will be favorites, clearly, if you watch Thursday or if you've been under a rock. So Allegri confirmed that Hans Nicolucci Caviglia will feature a trip to Salerno, but Andrea Cambiaso is ruled out with a fever. Well, shit.
Yeah,
that's not good. And the game has come too early for Moise Kean, who is yet to return to full training. Despite Thursday's cup mauling, the hosts will head into the game good of heart, having snapped a run of 6 games without a win with a 1-0 win at Verona last week. Allegri is adamant that his side must rely on team spirit to see the game through, with the potential more problems, as the recent statistics suggest. Playing in Salerno is never easy and will find it difficult because they want to cancel out. So they're looking for revenge, as Allegri says.
Of course. That's always part of the mind games that are at stake.
Yes. And the match the other evenings should not make us get excited, but push us to continue working, because it's important to think about one match at a time without projecting ourselves too far ahead. Right now, the thing that matters the most is the group. We have to put ego aside and put the group at the center, because the group is doing something splendid.
Dash, I just realized, kind of boring here. Just the black background. Is Rugani going to start?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case.
Oh, I thought we were doing this.
No, but I just so you know, and you can see in the cracks. Because that's why I made it just a black background, right? But then as the things switch around, it's a little awkward. So right now we have Rugani's face just kind of peeking through the cracks between us, keeping an eye on us.
And then I know Saul gave us some more quotes here, so see if I can find them, unless we moved them.
And I'm just like, he's saying, look at these nerds. If I'm not mistaken, you were the one that was streaming a PS3 game that like died 15 years ago on YouTube today. So, hey, I mean, who am I? Follow Raven Vanguard YouTube. Check it out.
Yeah, so I'm pulling up the transcript from Bepe's thing here.
Oh, yes, I have to touch on the Bepe thing. I have some like promotion and a bit of a, I guess, infotainment session. I say infotainment because, I mean, if it's just informational, I'm not doing my job. I don't think I'm gonna try to have fun with it. Yeah, some that popped up today, but and see, he's given like the luck. He's always given, for an older gentleman, he uses a lot of emojis. He just says Panettone. All right, we're getting trolled. He's trolling us now, guys. Let's focus. Okay, the transcript. We're talking about the press conference.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the presser, and then I'll go into.
Well, I mean, I covered it there in the FOTMob article, but I think the one thing that wasn't on there that I kind of want to bring up is that he is injured again.
Yes, we definitely have to mention his swollen knee. Like he's going through menopause, he's gotten swollen knees. Oh man, it's unfortunate. Like I know he's been pretty decent this season, but it just seems foolish, unnecessary. I know these things happen, but I don't know. It's a little annoying, I suppose. I'm sure it's annoying for him as well. Get a setback like that. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just annoyed by the situation, generally speaking. But it is what it is. He won't be there. Luckily for us, we got our new little boy toy, Kanan Yildiz, that decided to show up to the party. Fashionably late, of course. But here he is, lighting it up. Burning up the dance floor. So I think we're going to be okay in that regard.
So some other things that was mentioned as well. So Allegri says Bremer will return tomorrow. Rest for Gatti. Now he's got strength and energy. He doesn't need the rest, and he also needs to play. He and like Rabiot are used to playing every 3 days, so they're perfectly fine with running the gauntlet. And then talking about Weah. Weah can play for a full 90 minutes. Then we have Illing, who didn't really play the best game, but he hasn't played in a while, so it's fine. The other thing, Vlahovic is fine. Milik also played well the other day. I have to understand how we are to figure out the availability. And this is just kind of like, hey, and no, that's the other thing here. So in regards to Inter have the possibility of reaching 48 points. They did. With a projection of 96 at the end, we must close the first round in the best possible way to maintain the advantage over the fifth place teams, because we have to play in the Champions League next year. Huijsen, club made a choice together with the lad. We'll see what happens on the pitch. Only then we will see if the choice is correct. Yildiz his new role. I think he's a second striker. And then also, we must continue to work and grow physically and mentally and not get too excited. The most important thing is don't let your guard down and continue every day. Like Dash said yesterday to folks absolutely losing their mind.
You and Allegri, though, I'm sure you're real fun at a party.
I am a blast. I'm a blast. Don't listen to that. Yeah, so you're gonna see Nicolucci play tomorrow. So that's gonna be one thing. I think Cambiasso is gonna be a healthy scratch for Timmy Weah.
Well, he's not really healthy.
Well, not healthy.
Got a fever. I mean, that's
got a bug.
Unhealthy. He's getting some well-needed rest, Hopefully he recovers, kicks the bug. I don't know. It sucks. I don't get it because it's Italy. It's still pretty nice out. What are you guys doing? What are the accommodations like over there? What kind of hotels do they stay in? Is that trip down to Rome? Is that what it is? Those filthy Roman hotels? I tell you.
Somebody hates Rome.
Oh man. Dan saying Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well. We will get into the transfer window stuff in just a bit. Don't worry. It's coming.
So formation wise, I don't think there's really going to be anything. Obviously, it's a 3-5-2. So 3-5-2. I think you're going to see a pairing of Yildiz and Dusan up top. You're going to see Hans, Rabiot, and McKennie in the middle, way on the right, Kostic on the left, Danilo, Bremer, Gatti, and Chesney. I mean, is there really anything else or anything you wouldn't expect at this point that's going to be there? Like,
we played them 3 days ago. We know a lot of what to expect other than rotation, honestly. And Dan's asking, did I see that Inter Milan signed a Canadian
somebody
player?
didn't watch us yesterday.
Yeah,
somebody
go to the 50s. Watch the whole thing, but starting at like about the 57th
on
minute.
the shorts. We even have it as a reel.
We have it
on
as shorts.
Yeah, we have it in a short.
Yeah. We got a live reaction, so don't worry. Yes, we've been through this. Catch up on that one, and you will see how I feel about that. Man, I even made a meme today because of the other stupid stuff. I gotta show the meme. I should upload it. Get it ready.
Oh, you're doing that now. I was like,
yeah,
oh,
do that. Let's we're gonna show the pop up.
I can, but it's not really correct. It's still as Chiesa as your starter.
Just see. We do it every week. We're gonna not do it this week. Let's just see what they say. Make fun of their the things they don't do. They don't listen to the news. They have incorrect lineups. Let's see what we get.
So we're going to see Gatti, Bremer, Danilo, Weah, McKennie, Caviglia, Rabiot, Kostic, Chiesa, and Vlahovic. And then for them, they have Kostili, they have Mradek. Whoa, that's a Turkish name. Goimber?
Goimber, perhaps. Yeah.
Goimber? Slovakian. Maggiore.
We need Vlad to just like yell at us for our pronunciations of things.
Kondreva is there.
Oh, Kondreva is back. Old timer.
And Ikumensi. Like that is totally different from the squad we played Thursday. So like I told everyone yesterday, and I'm going to tell everyone again, temper your expectations. Because that match is not the same as the one that we're playing tomorrow. So you look at who started in the 6-1. Stewart, Boytenham, T'Challa. I'm going to call him T'Challa. So, totally different back line. Oh, like 6 changes in the Salernitana side.
That could be good or bad.
Can be good or bad, but
consistency obviously is not great, but maybe who they fielded on Thursday were absolute trash. But here's my meme. I'll make it small. How do I get me? Whatever. Anyways,
you uploaded it.
You made it awkward. Yeah. I made it awkward. Okay. Yeah. So if you didn't see, it was like they're going on about Tejan coming from Brampton, and they had this picture. This is the exact picture, but it's the same area. I know because I lived close to there for a while. Of the Rocky Mountains down by like Lake Louise and whatnot, which is in Alberta on the border of BC, which is 2,200 kilometers away, something like that, from where he grew up in Brampton. And as you can see, Brampton is it's just trash north of Toronto. It's not even like north of Toronto. It's just north of Toronto Airport. So that's Brampton. I was born there. It's kind of trashy, sort of say.
I get it. You hate it.
But you know what? At least the picture that they did choose of the Rocky Mountains, they chose the most beautiful part of my country. So kudos to them and to the right of the Rocky Mountains right here. So boom, there you go, full circle. Jeff is a new member. I thought you already were. Okay, sorry, I derailed a little bit, but welcome, Jeff, again to membership. We love you
Yeah.
and all your Florida ways. I mean, every good crew needs a Floridian. I think this is just a perfect addition.
He's been here. What did he's been here?
No, but I'm just saying in general, like in the past few months and whatnot, like the appreciation, just trying to give the appreciation of the members and the crew back in the Discord, which we haven't even promoted yet. The Discord.
He's like, I was a member. I just had to switch payment methods.
Oh, probably using like what do you call it, like gift cards to do this, right? Part of your scam. I'm assuming there's some sort of like gift card scam you're running on the side.
All right, so I think we should open the lines, or should we talk and then open the lines? Because there's a couple of things to cover. I think the one thing, there was a correction from this morning's article. Dragusin, folks, jumped on the bandwagon because, what do we teach you here? Wait until all the cards are shown. People jumping up and jumping the gun to get some quick likes and some quick interactions said Dragusin does not have an additional 20% sell-on clause if Genoa sell him, because he's about to get sold for roughly about 24 to 30 million. And unfortunately for those folks, they did not wait, jumped the gun, and it has been shown that he has a 20% sell-on clause. So if he does get sold to the English Premier League for 30 million, Juve would then get 6 million back in return, which is actually not bad. Like, pretty damn good, folks. So
I'm gonna have this new rule. I'm not gonna believe any of the news until my second coffee. That's late enough in the day, I think, that all the corrections can come out. Because this has been a couple days now where this has happened.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, that it just kind of goes to show, right? Because like people have asked Dave and myself, why do you guys not do news videos, like news-based videos? That's the reason why. Because we don't like doing it, because we don't know for a fact if anything is set in stone or if it's true or not. Like, for example, the stuff that we talk on here, we wait at least a couple hours until after it's initially dropped. We then verify it with the folks in our community, our Discord community. Like, I asked Sal before this, I'm like, hey, do we have any sources on this? Do we know if this is correct or accurate or whatnot? And then it's like, okay, we know all the pieces. Let's go in. Because I don't really give a shit about clickbaiting, you guys. I don't really care if I'm the first one. I'm not the first one. I'm not. I'd rather not be the first one to sit there and report and be like, Dusan took a dump. Like my shit. Like, I'd rather be like, okay, Dusan took a dump, but it sucked. Like, I would rather have something more concrete to sell you on, even though it's stool.
Let's talk about that, because there's sources, and I've been through multiple sources, and I ran into something today, and Sal, yeah, I'm not trying to single you out, but he was cross posting from Bepe's Telegram because there's great information there, essentially, right? But what ends up happening is that things get cross posted all over the place, and originator gets lost sometimes. Or sometimes it's used in a way that the originator didn't necessarily intend to. So a lot of stuff on Bepe's Telegram is open source, comes from Mirko Di Natale, Fabrizio Romano, whoever. Sometimes it is his own stuff. And one of the things that he does is the English translations of the press conference. So that was posted today by Sal, because he's trying to keep us all in the loop, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but I want to address this because it is a problem. It has been a problem in the YouTube community, and probably just like the whole social media general Juve community, right? It's a thing that happens where I guess the easiest way to say it is kind of like plagiarism. People steal stuff. We kind of see it all the time. Sometimes it's not intentional. It's just like you're involved in the community, you absorb things, and it's just kind of like stuck in your head, and things happen, right? But in this case, this is something Beppe does himself and spends the time and the resources, and he should be getting the clicks for it, essentially, because he's putting that effort in. Now, I can talk to Beppe. This is something we can discuss as well for the Discord if we want to do something more dedicated news. The reason why I haven't is because Beppe does it, and he does it very well. And I can't do a better job than Beppe can in it because he's in Europe. He's already awake hours before me collecting the news, reading the newspapers. So who am I to come in hours later in North America, not getting these Italian newspapers, to say, oh, I know more, listen to my news feed. So personally, I use Beppe's news feed. I have Agresti's Instagram feed as well that I get all his updates. There's so many different avenues to get all this information, right? And if you need help finding them, we're more than happy to lead you. We're more than happy to help you, lead you in the correct direction. Again, Beppe's Telegram. If you don't know what Telegram is, it's another messaging app. Great resource. And there's just so much we can point you in any direction with that. And yes, if we want to use, say, Beppe's newsfeed, say exclusively for this channel, it is something I would ask permission for instead of just
doing it.
Instead of just doing it. So that I just want to kind of air that to everyone, just so we all understand. So there's some transparency in that. Because I did shut down a couple of the posts today in the Discord. It's not because I'm trying to, be big brother and control what's said. It's just out of respect for Beppe and the efforts he puts in, and just to keep, I guess, everything kosher within the YouTube community, right? Because it's a public domain. Anybody can come in and take things the wrong way. Like, yeah, we see it. We're just throwing information on. We've had spies. Like there are spies out there. It sounds ridiculous, but I mean, the internet's a public spot. So it's just one of those things. I won't drag it on anymore. I just need to get that out there. And thanks again, Sal. Thank you for the understanding. And just obviously being out there for the community. And Sal's one of those guys active. It's a conspiracy. Sal is active between both Beppe's and our community. So
you said spies. I just had to.
Jesus. Okay. Anyways, thank you, Sal, and thank you everyone for the understanding. Let's move on.
All right. So I think we should just probably drop out the line and kind of just throw up some topics and let's see what the folks want to talk about.
All right. Well, we're definitely about Inter today. We have to. There's multiple things about Inter today that it's like a shotgun blast of ludicrousness. Is ludicrousy? What's the word I'm saying? Or I should just move it to another word, shouldn't I? Ludicrousness? Oh boy, this is going down a hole real quick. I'm gonna get the link up for you guys.
I already put it up there.
Yeah, all right. Sal's already here. Welcome in, Sal. What's going on?
Sorry, I didn't bring my clown makeup to give my mea culpa.
Oh
no.
Okay, Stan saying I live in Europe as well, but I'm not a fan, not a football reporter. I'm just a family. Yeah. Well, that's all any of us are at the end of the day, right? We're just fans. Some of us just take it a lot more serious than some other folks. That's all it is.
Okay, so opening up Exhibit A from, and obviously shouting out Beppe's Telegram, because that's the only spot where I can find this clip without any issues. Thanks, Twitter. All right, so this is one of the things that has been making the rounds and causing some outrage because this led to the buildup of an Inter goal where you see a UFC elbow by Bastoni right there. And if you guys remember quite clearly, Moise Keane getting called for the same exact thing and having the goal disallowed.
Harrison's like, oh, wow. You just got to call it for what it is on the field. Like, put Keane aside. Who cares? But look at what just happened. Was that a foul, yes or no?
Oh, 100%. How is that not a foul?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Who cares about Keane? It's a foul. There's no other discussion. It's a foul.
It's just ironic that it wasn't.
Do you even have words? Do you have words for this? No, just shaking his head.
Well, I mean, if I went on Twitter to look at the reactions to that, and most of the Inter fans, they do a lot of like whataboutisms, and they're like, oh yeah, but when Gatti slaps people, he never gets called. So what's Juve fans complaining about? And I'm just sitting there like,
it's a kink. Leave us alone. Gatti has a kink. Stop. Don't leave him alone. He lays bricks. He has kinks.
His arms do flail a bit, but I mean, he has been called.
Yeah,
It's not like he does get away with a couple, sure. Everyone does.
that's not even a foul. That's a red.
I know. Oh, absolutely.
Not just, whatever. Like, Keane's thing, I don't believe he got carded for it, but they called it back, which is whatever. That's fine. But that was not only a foul, not only a disallowed goal, that's a red.
At the end of the day, Verona really did us a disservice because
They should have scored that though.
Oh, I know.
well, they had the own goal from Sule. For one,
No, that's the wrong game. Wrong game.
Frosinone. Why am I thinking about the Frosinone game?
I don't know.
It's the yellow jerseys threw me off. Verona. Oh man, I know. I just crossed my. All right. Jeez. I'm upset with that game too. I'm also upset with Sule today.
And there's the timestamp.
That rye's good. Whatever you're drinking, I want.
I want whatever he's having.
It's new. I've never even had this one before. It's really spicy.
Yeah, but even on the PK though, the goalie was ahead of the line. So
was it or was it?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was off the line.
Clear visual. I think it's on the Telegram too. I think that
it is on his Telegram.
Yeah. So not even that. I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Because I was thinking in my head, I'm like, what if it's just because his heel is actually on it and we're just looking at it from a different angle? So that's why, personally, I was a little bit kind of about that one. But the elbow, I was like, what the hell, man? That's kind of for sure for me with the elbow. At the end of the day, he sent him the wrong way. He should have just put that in placement at that point. He confused Summer on the opposite. It's just,
it was bad.
I remember I was watching that this morning and I'm sitting there and I'm like, it's still 1-1. And then Inter getting Montipo, if he didn't spill that ball, it wouldn't have been a goal for Frattesi. He absolutely spilled it. He bobbled it. Makes the initial save.
Oh, I meant to get a screen capture. I never did. Frattesi just with his ass hanging out.
There's a reason why Paramount Plus showed the front profile instead of the rear profile.
Oh, Fubo, no, it was
IFTV made sure to show the back profile. Though.
It was bare ass.
I guess we know what they like, cheek and all. But
and then I don't know who it was.
No, I saw the broadcast.
Kept on spanking him. Just kept on going.
Dude, what is with Inter and just weird kinks?
If you have the Telegram open, I think Beppe even posted something else about the number. I think Inter set the record for winter champions for the least amount of cards.
Least amount of cards. Yes, that is correct.
It's conspiracy. It's just no.
That's definitely a tinfoil thing, right? Are Inter just that well disciplined, or
right?
Or is it the refs?
Actually, you're just dude.
Yeah, the Discord. There was a funny one. I'll pull it up in the memes today, or that I put in today. I found a new, Italian. One of the Italian accounts had some funny stuff. And my Discord shit in the bed, so I'll get that up when it comes up.
It's that, and also I think they've only conceded 2 penalties in 18 matches.
They've had a few clear calls go in their favor. That's a no bullshit.
Yeah, the general one for sure.
There's just
I just can't wait for the refereeing association to come out tomorrow morning and say, "Hey,
the excuses."
My bad.
On Monday when they're in the
my bad.
But it's what's VAR for, right? I can understand sometimes you have goal line technology and stuff like that where you complain about, we're talking, inches or centimeters or whatever metric system you want to use, but this is what VAR is for. These type of incidents where it's just dude, you have to at least look at this. You didn't even give the ref a heads up. What's it there for?
It's what's it there for? It's a notional system to be in compliance with UEFA regulations. They said you have to have it. They never stipulated that you have to use it well. Is there a standards book?
Well,
Do they get audited on their calls? How does this work?
It should. You know what? Then it should be done by UEFA. Then why are you letting different countries have their own people using it? If it's a UEFA standard,
because that's how the federation works.
right?
We never said it was good. It's how it
That-
works.
That's how a federation just works, where you give each governing body its own independent jurisdiction without oversight from the higher governing body,
They
unless
should
absolutely necessary.
an MLB do, right? You don't have the teams running the replays like it
Closed system, though. It's closed systems. That's the problem. The American system is closed and can be governed within like the sphere of its influence, right? Whereas when you have so many different countries and customs and ethics and whatnot, when you're trying to govern a world body, it's so much more complicated.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I believe like the actual rules are UEFA rules themselves, right? It's not even just like it's within like the way. I could be wrong, but I believe a lot of like the offsides, all this stuff. I believe there is a UEFA standard.
I think
there is, yeah.
I think it's a trickle down effect. So you have the FIFA. I gotta actually be.
Like that. This one was too good.
Oh my goodness.
At least Rota, I can understand if he misses something. He only has one eye. You know what I mean? But like, come on, dude. Like, what is that?
Masa, do you do the foul? You need to take it away, and we put it there. I just imagine Zhang just having the conversation with Davide Massa, and just be like, okay, you see that Yildiz? You see him? I want his ankle broken, like ankle done. So you tell Malinowski, you try to tackle him very hard.
Jesus.
End his career. Like, oh man. We gotta have some fun with this, even though I think it's ironic. But
you know what you're doing right now is you're alienating the largest Asian market.
They're all
just
Inter
to appease the
Milan
rest
fans.
of the Asian market, because I'm
They're
pretty
all-
sure it's like the rest of Asia versus China.
Not really. Well, it's like if you look at, like, for example, if you look at China, it's like 50-50 or split between AC Milan and Inter. Like none of them are really like Juve fans.
I still have beef with Korea over the World Cup and that bullshit.
I have a Korean buddy
South
at
Korea,
work that keeps
yeah.
on bringing it
Still
up.
have
It's
beef.
like, buddy, move on.
Yeah,
I don't care if
You
it
know-
was 2002. We're still beefing.
that's warranted. That's
Even-
warranted.
Even though it was an Ecuadorian ref, it would happen in the region, so I'm upset.
That happened 22 years ago, though, right? Like, let's just move on.
That was when that's when FIFA was like, oh shit, we can actually fix these results. Hey, no, I could imagine a boardroom for the Qatar World Cup, the Qataris, and what is his name? Infantino, whoever the president of FIFA
It's a
is.
small infant, is what his name means.
Like
Because
him,
an infant isn't small enough.
here's what I'm thinking. Here's my thing. They're sitting there, and it's like Shafrin, Infanto, and Qatar, and whoever's the main decision makers. They're like, all right, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, World Cup final. We will be richer than a mother bleeper.
Because they're not already.
How do we make this happen? And then, it's like that meme where the idiot in the back corner that's like, why don't we pull up 2002? Throws him out the window. That's a great idea. I'm just saying.
2002. I don't know. Like, that's.
I have to bring this up. So after that happened, this is how petty Italians are, and I'm looking this up from the Guardian.
Well, yes, I guess that is a true statement.
Yeah, he goes, basically they I'm trying to find it here. So there was a player named An who got banned from Perugia after that call. They just flat out said, you are no longer playing in Serie A after what happened. Like a Serie A team actually expelled him. Saying like, this is terrible. That's how petty they are.
Oh, man. Yeah, none of that surprises me, honestly.
His competitor
I
says, I
don't
don't
like
like your insinuations of the World Cup. So as a result, penalty for Argentina.
Listen, just because you're the Bala fan boy. Simmer down. Oh, man. Did he not bother you in the Roma match? Be honest. I'm asking Kamaboko. Am I still screwing that up?
Kamaboko Gompachiro.
Gonpachiro. Well, if I had to say one name, which
Say
one do I say?
Gompachiro. Just say Gompachiro.
How about Gonpa? Hey, Gonpa.
It just makes him sound like an old man.
Chiro. How about Chiro? Like a
Says I missed the Roma
Neapolitan.
match.
There it is. He's Chiro, like a Neapolitan. We decided. Oh man, it's just too much. It's a mouthful to just like say on the fly all the time. I'm not fluent. I'm assuming it's Japanese. It's an anime thing.
Yeah, no, it is 100%.
Yeah, okay.
But I don't think they're gonna make it this blatantly obvious, right?
Why not? It's Italy, of course.
Like
They're
this whole
too dumb not to. I think that's the problem. They're too dumb not.
like think about this. This whole Inter spiel. Like, are they really gonna make it this obvious for the next half of the season?
I couldn't believe so until they're like comfortably in the lead or not. And if Juve somehow get ahead or like become at parity, I think it's just going to become that much more obvious.
Because
like perhaps I should put the tin foil on, but is it that far fetched to believe that like this can actually be a thing?
We do play them in February.
Yeah, it's not too far off.
So the next Derby d'Italia is in February.
That's when ankles get broken.
So, because like maybe I don't know. I the way that I've seen Inter the last 2 games, they just look bang average.
They didn't look great.
They look like they ran out of steam.
They should not have. Well, they're going to.
Like I don't see them like invigorated at all anymore. Like it looks like they've just kind of like lost steam.
Plus, Lautaro's been hurt too. Even though I think he came back today, I think that was.
Yeah, he got the goal today, didn't he?
He did. I think it was his first game starting, and it's been a few weeks.
Yeah, I just walked in when that happened. Just turned it on, and I just like saw his face. I'm like, fuck.
Is it fair to say I think that team goes as far as Lautaro carries them this season? Because
they're defensively sound. We can't take that away from them. They do well.
Like Anatovic. Well, I don't know. I think it's because people are chasing games so damn much against them.
Perhaps, but I mean that's a defensive strategy.
Well, yeah,
and then drop back. I mean, we do it. It's just we don't do it as clinically.
But let's be honest here. Darmian, Etsiarbia, and De Vrij, like, are those 3 really that good of a defensive pairing?
Gotti, Rugani, Bremer. I mean,
I would say. I know it sounds biased
individually,
as hell.
like we're talking about greater than the sum of their parts in both cases, right? Like if you take individual talent, like fuck it, Churlby, like as a bum. Bastoni,
Bastoni's a bum. Like he was. I remember they were touting. Remember when IFTV was touting him as the next Chiellini, and I was like, "Whoa, easy."
I didn't know that, but now I do. So thank you for hating things more.
Like, I'm getting really like, I don't know why. Why is this a thing nowadays where we're just like completely like a player will have 6 or 7 good months, and then everybody's completely wanking this player off as like a next generational talent.
That's me with Yildiz right now.
That's everyone.
It's like let me run my cycle with Yildiz, and then it's just because like come on, like seriously, like how many times we got a full blown orgy, and he's got Modelo. No, I'm just kidding. That's grape juice.
No, it's Modelo. What are we talking about? Inter cheating?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we opened it.
Wait, I guessed it. Oh my god! I feel like watching Inter play is the he can't keep getting away with it Breaking Bad meme just over and over and over again. And I feel like it's time that the rest of the league takes all their anti-Juventino hate and channels it into hating on Inter.
It's only a matter of time. If I was Verona, I'd be pissed,
dude.
Well, there's a quote actually from their sporting director.
Like, okay, so like let's play devil's advocate for a second as I turn this light on so that like I'm not just like
let the hate flow through you.
Oh yes, okay,
I want to.
We're gonna tell scary stories about Inter winning the league. No,
that's what I want you to do.
Oh, okay. We could go there. Let me play a little devil's advocate first. First off, the elbow from Bastoni. Like I didn't watch the game. I've seen the highlights. This is the same team that pulled those shenanigans that got 2 goals disallowed from us.
Yes.
With Keane. So, like, to say there's not some Verona fuckery going on, like they are a shithouse team. You know. What's up, Jeff?
What's up, nothing much. In Orlando, had a tournament today. I had a 3-game tournament.
Oh, so it's Modelo time for you too.
Could you
Yeah,
report in
It's
about
up a little
the?
later. For me, it's going to be a cigar with some Johnny Walker.
I would like to know if you can report anything about the aliens in Miami.
They're demons, Dave. They're demons.
Let's talk about Tampa. The aliens of Tampa are,
Is it Tampa?
they're not too bad. Yeah, Tampa,
Dude,
Florida.
why are we talking about immigration?
No, we're talking about actual aliens, brother.
Florida is an alien. Right? It is a species of alien.
Oh boy.
Florida, the Australia of America.
Oh
agree.
man, yeah.
I agree.
Prison colony of the United States.
Somehow freer than the rest of the country at the same time. I don't know how
Ironically.
ironically.
Well, we got the freedom panel here tonight. All for you. I'll just be the quiet Canadian in the corner. I'll just mind my own business. Let
Well, you guys
do
don't
whatever
have
want.
rights with Chancellor Trudeau.
Castro.
I don't know how it is in Canada.
Sal, we're not going. Come on, this isn't the Alex Jones chat. Come on, relax there.
That's
Guys,
Wednesday.
guys,
That's
Slow it
Wednesday.
down a little bit.
Guys, we're gonna need to bring it back. We're gonna try to keep it in football here.
Klaus Schwab is
Well,
not
let's say-
on
let's
this
say
call right
football
now.
Conspiracies. That's
Jeffrey
it,
Epstein
football
did not
conspiracy.
wank off Agnelli. That is not true.
No, look, he flew on the plane, but not with Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, he just flew from one place to another. He didn't go to
He
the
flew.
island.
He flew with Sheffrin. Sheffrin wanted to give him a rub and tug, and Agnelli said no.
Look,
so Sheffrin took it personally.
If Sheffrin and Gravina are on the Epstein flight log, first off,
gold.
I think we should pioneer this rumor of Sheffrin and download the list, retype it up, and just put Sheffrin because dude, fucking apparently what is it? Hudson Odoi and Mikel Arteta are also on that list.
That's funny. Oh wow.
But anyway, going back to Inter, Bastoni definitely on the list. Lautaro also definitely on the list.
Mancini has to go.
Lukaku's just pumping on that list. Okay. Also, as somebody that has had heart
you mean like
issues,
this?
if you're
You just wake up and then your heart is just pumping. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so
So
I
if
got a
you
bite
wake
for
up
everything.
and your heart is pumping like that, you need to see a cardiologist.
Maybe he's just giving some thrusts. Gave
No.
Megan Thee Stallion some thrusts.
Did you guys saw the game today against Inter and who was it, Verona?
Yeah, that's what we were
That's what we're
actually
talking
talking about.
No, because so I'm in a hotel, with my soccer group here, our team. We were playing this tournament today, and so we just stayed in Orlando. So one of my buddies was watching the game, and he was having a heart attack. He's actually in the back in the room right now. He was yelling for Inter, trying to fuck with us a little bit. So
Is he just trolling or is he an actual Interisti?
Oh no, he's a natural Interista. He was having a heart attack. It was beautiful to watch.
You know.
Well, he can have an heart attack just like his other ex-Interisti there, Christian Eriksen. Is that too soon?
Whoa. That is rough.
I love Christian Eriksen.
I'll
So
tell you
don't-
what,
be honest with you, Dave, that was
I'll
an
tell you what
uppercut.
Christian
That's what it was.
Eriksen
That was an
experienced,
uppercut. That was a Mike Tyson uppercut.
that shit actually dead ass happened to me. And if it wasn't for this lovely woman behind me,
Oh yeah,
I would be a fucking dead man.
crazy.
Literal
Yeah, no,
dead man.
I more so in that case just
I got a fucking,
used
this is a device that keeps me alive, boys. See that little
pacemaker.
Oh,
yeah,
I thought it
it's
was
an
just
ICD, all right, not a
ICD.
pacemaker.
I thought it was just your nipple.
No. That's
No,
save that for after the show, Dash.
Legit,
Was it
what
Mike
happened to
Tyson?
Christian Eriksen's crazy, and Simon Kerr's a hero in that situation. But at the end of the day, I used him as a means to the end of hating on Inter fans.
I was just gonna say,
No,
I'm
100%.
sure healthcare is cheap in Florida, right?
No,
That's
well,
okay.
did you hear that now they have to take drugs from Canada? They don't have enough of their own drugs because of all the addicts in that state that they have to start taking Canadian drugs.
Well, I
There's
mean,
a lot of Adderall addiction here.
you mean meth? It's meth.
It's
It's meth. When you see
There's
a bottle, a
Pride,
prescription bottle that says
there's the legal
amphetamine
meth,
salts,
there's legal methamphetamine, and then you have the ones from Breaking Bad. The ones
yeah, you
in,
have
in
Breaking
the
Bad,
lab
and
in
then
the
you have
middle
the
of
one
nowhere.
that's safe for kids. Somehow,
So
Yeah, let's bring it back.
about Inter in that match with Verona.
Anyway, so no, this is it's getting old. I think it's time the whole league gets tired of it though. Like it's time that we take the Rubentus label and make it Rubinter, because like they have literally been somewhat affiliated with every fucking bullshit thing that has happened in Italian football in the last 20 years.
I have a feeling that they just hate us that much more than Inter that they're okay with them winning over us.
Well, yeah, Italy's basically whichever team you support, and then anti-Juve. That's
We're like the New York Yankees of Italy. Like you love them or hate them, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like you're either gonna really love them. Same with Real Madrid. Like you either love that club or you despise that club.
Yeah, except we're not
Juve is-
sponsored
yeah.
by the monarchy of fucking our country. So
also the Liga doesn't.
Are we though? Are we though? I mean, it's not like an actual monarchy, but in a sense, we are.
I mean, okay, you could argue that the Agnelli family are like the last like royal merchant family of like Italy. But I mean, if we're gonna talk about like, you know, people that like actually control the world, like, you know, Orsini family and descendants thereof, you know, we're not gonna get into that. But you know, look, Real Madrid has this constant standing blank check from the King of Spain. And Inter just fucking sucks, and people that like Inter also fucking suck.
Yeah,
Like,
but
it's
La
just- it
Liga
is what it is.
Barcelona.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think my friend might have heard that one.
Look at what
Get
Barcelona.
fucked, bro. Like, what do you want me to tell you? Like, you know how many Inter fans? Like, dude, I went to a pizzeria that shall remain nameless, and like, yeah, I mean this elbow is arguable. Like he's
But
right
look, he
there.
kind of look at him. He looks at him in the eyes and leans into it and shoves him over.
Yeah, but like also like the way it looks, like he could have, like, again, I'm playing devil's advocate. I 100% think Bastoni did this and he's a cocksucker and needs to get banned for 6 games for this. But like he could have kind of did what Cristiano did to Chiellini that one Champions League match where Chiellini got a straight red, and like Cristiano literally leaned in and basically kissed Chiellini's elbow.
Look though. So as I come in, they're facing each other. They're obviously having words with each other. Bastoni,
He's
the
saying,
little
"Get
bitch
fucked,
that he
Interizza
is,
pesto di merda." Yeah, okay.
because he can't fucking handle his little boy fucking mentality, he goes and elbows him in the head and gets away with it.
Again,
The way, like the
I still
bitch
think
he
it's a
is,
foul.
can't even look
Was
him in the eye.
that the penalty that was given in the last second, or
No.
No,
That
this
wasn't given.
was in the lead up to Fratese's goal. So
Uh,
theoretically, it should have been a 1-1 as a result of this. But also, I'm sorry, guys, this just proves that they are getting more and more shook by us. The pressure is mounting on Inter so fucking hard right now. Like,
Oh yeah, they're making a big deal that they fucking bought Tejan Buchanan, like he's an actual good player or something. That's at the level of a championship team in Italy, because he's not.
all right, tell us how you really feel, Dave.
He's a decent player, but there's a reason why he's been at Bruges. There's a reason why Inter
Okay.
fucking flinched in January and
How
bought him
old
for
is he?
8 million. 23, I think.
Yeah, okay, he could still pop off.
Oh, he could.
What is he?
It's
Is he a
might be a
winger
little
or
bit.
is he like
Yeah.
a wing back?
He's there to replace Quadrado because Inter is so dumb that they took on Quadrado. He's gone, and now they're freaking out. And
Inter,
Tejan is
like-
the fucking Quadrado replacement.
I'll tell you, like Inter. I'm gonna tell you right now, like if when we decide to finally, you know, put Danilo out to pasture, Inter's gonna be the first one wanting him, because Inter loves our second hand, our sloppy seconds. They love our sloppy seconds.
Rota.
They hate us because they ain't us. They want to be us so bad. And like, I think it was even like, I fucking hate Cassano, but I think it was like Cassano said, like, yeah, Inter won because they got the Juve coach, ex-Juve players, and the ex-Juve fucking staff.
Yep, true. True.
If a shot
Shawty-
was
if
Inter,
Shawty-
is-
No. I'm gonna stop you there. You got to say it correctly. You got to say if
Sorry,
a Shawty Shouty was an Interista, would you still hit?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm married, so I'm gonna say no.
I mean, same. So no, but
Right.
Wink,
you
wink.
know, outside of that context,
I wouldn't let him stay over.
I'll tell
I
you
don't
what.
listen, I don't like my woman too dumb, right? They need to have a bit of intelligence, so that's kind of a no-go for me.
What about a one-night stand?
And they
No, I
think
really,
I
I can't
Look.
deal.
I'm
I
a
can't
nip it.
deal.
I'm a nip it in the bud there. If she explains that she's an Inter fan, that's already a red flag because you're like, how the hell did you know that? And how the hell did you find that club out of anything? Guaranteed her ex put her on it. Boom. End of story. Never see her again.
Good point. Good point.
pay for the Uber.
Oh, and if she's still an Inter fan after her ex put her onto it, then she's still in love with her ex. Just saying.
Terrible.
Politely
It's a
decline and
big
move on.
possibility. Yeah, I know
Politely
it's a big
decline.
possibility.
As Mr. Vlad says, what's poppin', mother? Guys? Don't want to get demonetized if I say the full context.
You can't. You're not getting demonetized for that.
I don't know, man.
It's the other weird shit we talk about that gets us demonetized.
Yeah, like I can.
Gotti's hand kink.
I was thinking more like Forza Calcio.
What's a calcio? Yeah. I watch IFTV. I love calcio.
Jokes on you, Dash. I mean to red flags.
I think me and Vlad are on the same boat.
Vlad
Like category 5 bouquets of red flags.
That's a Balkan thing, though. For some reason, we're always attracted to toxic women.
It's because you're raised
Our
by
souls
toxic
our
women.
spirits are
Fact.
manufactured in a nuclear power plant.
Why do you think Jewish men don't go after Jewish women? It's because we're all scared of our mothers.
Hence why your culture tends to have prearranged marriages.
Yeah.
It's like, you will marry this woman.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, back to Inter.
This is a 30-minute segment at this point because we keep segueing.
Did we even get into the pre-match? Do we even know?
No, we did.
No,
We
it's
did.
done.
We
It's
did.
done.
We did it already. We
Oh,
got
okay.
to that.
Hey,
Right.
but Sassuolo beating Fiorentina. We got a 13-point gap if we win tomorrow between us and fourth place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy.
Bologna dropped points as well.
Can you pull up the actual standings, the league standings?
For you,
Yes.
I give you the world.
Oh, thank you.
Do you notice that like Genoa and Bologna faced each other today, and it was 1-1? And if you look at the score line, it's like two little sticks of hanging meat, just two little ones hanging there. That's what I thought of today, because all I can think of when I think Genoa and Bologna are their delicious meats. But anyways,
Dave, you need to pause, buddy.
Whoa. Hey, yo. All right. So looking at the table, we got Inter in first place with the 48, us behind us with a game in hand at 43, AC Milan at 36, Fiorentina at 33, Bologna at 32. So Bologna has not been in the ever since IFTV called them the best coach in Europe. They have not been playing well.
They've dropped points every game since.
Now do Inter IFTV.
I know, just do them.
Do Inter's refs.
Yeah.
Because
just say Inter's a dynasty for me. This way.
So
this way they can fucking start dropping points.
I still can't believe they called Napoli dynasty.
Dynasty.
Winning
once every 30 years isn't a dynasty.
Best Italian.
No, best Italian side ever. Like, and now not to say that, like, first, you know, there were, it's not even the best Napoli side ever.
If they're talking from like a cultural standpoint, yeah, like I can see an argument there because they are like so culturally unique from the rest of the peninsula, really.
Oh yeah, because they're losers.
But no, Napoli is the least Italian team in Serie A. Do I have to, as a
okay, listen, when they come off that refugee boat, they do tend to coalesce around Napoli.
But no, and this is why I'm saying this is how
you're talking about Osimhen?
I'm talking 1990 World Cup semifinal, Italy versus Argentina in Napoli. Half of that stadium was cheering against Italy and for Maradona. Who the
No,
genius?
that's true. That is true.
Who the
That is
genius
true.
was that had that fixture in Napoli? Whatever Einstein at FIGC decided to do that? Who the hell
It
knows?
was probably
Well,
Gravina.
it's because of Maradona.
Probably agree.
But you're the host nation. You're going to put Italy in that kind. You know what I mean? So it's like whenever
It was all symbolic. You know,
Yeah,
Italians are into that whole like make a big deal out of absolutely nothing thing. So.
absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. They chose player over country. I don't care. They're all Napoli fans. Frauds.
It was all to make money. You know, that was just for money. Everyone knew that was a dumb game.
Yeah, no, and also Italy hasn't updated their stadiums since, and they're hoping that they get the next World Cup bid so that they can update the stadiums
That's
again.
why you've got to
Because
share with
Gravina is bad at his fucking job.
Juve has a stadium. That's it.
Say again?
Yeah, we
But
missed.
Juve did. They're the only ones.
Oh no, we're the only ones. We're the only
No, I
ones.
think
Only
Atalanta did. I think
Only
Atalanta as well.
Also
And Sassuolo.
Sassuolo, and also
Udinese.
Udinese.
Have they,
Yeah.
they new stadium or updated their old one?
So Udinese, what they did is actually really smart. I think it was like over the course of a couple years, they demolished one stand completely and then rebuilt it, attached still to the stadium. So like I think at this point it's 100% new, but it was like demolished and rebuilt over a longer period of time so they could stretch it out and stretch out the cost and so on and so forth. The scariest thing right now, in my opinion, is the San Siro. That thing is a death
dump.
trap. It is a death trap.
I was going to respond to Vlad's to his comment there. Was like he was a god to people. I think like Maradona was like the 1985 version of Messi and Ronaldo, and how
Oh, he was
people
better.
were
But
feeling
he's still
way better.
revered. Like there's
I mean,
still
the
shrines
fanhood.
on the
I'm talking about
streets.
the fanhood aspect, the
Yeah,
fanhood aspect. Yeah,
It's religious.
it's definitely.
Which is really funny because
Yeah.
it's actually sacrilegious to worship false idols in Catholicism.
Listen, just leave them alone.
Make it make sense.
Just leave the Catholics alone. They've been through a lot already. Okay.
Make it make sense. Don't maybe start talking about the Orthodoxy because the Catholic Church is started by man, whereas the Orthodox Church is
So-
by Jesus Christ. Okay,
So let me reel us back.
sounds
in
like
here.
the Jew is spitting facts about Christianity. I love it.
Boy. Before we get reached
That's reel it back.
I'm gonna reel it back in. So, kind of going on to the whole retrospect of that, right now, where it's like I'm gonna ask you guys. And this is one of the things where Kevin brought this up in our WhatsApp chat, which was interesting. So, people in the city of Turin are talking about Motta as a potential next coach for Juve because they're like, hey, well, Conte was a nobody. He only had Siena as a success, and they brought him in. Lippi was nobody, and they brought him in. Why not give the reins to Motta? And I'm going to ask you guys before I state my thoughts on it. So, how would you guys feel turning over the team that's kind of on the up to Motta? And I understand he was a former Inter player. Like I think everybody knows that at this point. But outside of that, what is your guys' thoughts? Who wants to
We don't need it.
Who wants to go first with this one?
I'll say it. I don't think we need to get Malta. I think Allegri's doing fine. This is probably one of his 3 seasons where he doesn't have any like big problems, like any shit shows going on. Whether like the first season, yeah, that's that too. But like with this year was probably with the least amount of shit shows, and he's doing just fine. He's utilizing the players perfectly well, and there's a lot less drama going on now. So I think you just keep him. I think he's doing fine.
Speaking of drama, this kind of will roll into another question as well, but we'll
you gotta let the other two answer.
Pin that one. But drama on the pitch. I want to come back to that, so let's not forget. But Tall, you look like you had something to say with this as well.
So I'm gonna kind of echo what Vlad says. When we brought Allegri in, Arriva Bene and Cherubini were talking about this, like, 4-year plan, 3-year plan, right? 4-year plan. I say re-sign Max for 4 more years, or no, extend it this season being year 1. We're in year 1 now. Last year was year 0 because there was so much fucking shit
And
cockery
then
that was
2 years
happening
ago
on.
was -1.
That was no, but the thing is that you started the plan over because this was Arriva Bene and Cherubini's plan, and now that we actually have Giuntoli, right? Like Vlad, I'm sorry, Giuntoli has started cooking. This deal that we just made with Roma for their best prospect since Totti, okay, they're paying us basically.
I feel like he's just seasons the pan, like he's put the pork fat on it just to get the greases going.
Yeah. He's just
yeah,
getting
like
going.
he's not even cooking yet. That's what he's saying.
And
like,
the other thing is that
better.
he did this.
He's preparing
he
the
wanted,
season.
He wanted Max at Napoli, and Max said, "Absolutely
Yeah, I
fucking
know.
not. Am I dealing
No.
with De Laurentiis?"
No.
Which was
And,
smart. And also, the Max slander needs to fucking stop. I am
That was a last season thing.
Goddamn! Oh, it's not a last season thing. It is.
No, it was, but it was. But you know what I'm saying.
It is. It is so like again. I say this to everyone. I think I've said this to Dash already a few times. That game against Salernitana is exactly what I have been talking about our players need to be firing on all cylinders. That's what we look like when our players are firing on all cylinders.
And especially when we're able to convert.
Yeah, we were playing fucking Salernitana Z side. You know what I mean? Or Z side for you Canadians.
I really don't care. Z is a dumb way of saying it. That's the one thing the Yanks have. Z is stupid. Who says that?
Well, I mean, you still technically are a Commonwealth country, so you get what you get, and you don't get upset.
Yeah, there's so much wealth.
No. It's wealth for the Queen and the crown, not for you, Dave.
Queen's dead, bitch. Move on.
Whatever. Okay, you got sausage fingers. That's your fucking guy now. At least the Queen had a little, oomph. She
had a bit of grace to her. Yeah,
she was a respectable lizard person. Now you got this like
this actual
finger,
lizard person.
This actual sausage finger monster.
Oh man, let's bring it back a second to hear that B Paloso. And I'd have to agree. This is what I would say is like let's let him finish the season with Bologna because we've seen drop-offs in the second half. So we're down.
There's not one manager in world football right now, save for maybe Jurgen Klopp, that I would bring in to replace Max.
Sal, what's your take on it?
Yeah, same thing. I mean, the only way I would want to see Max leave is if he doesn't want to do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's the one point is what's the will of Max?
Yeah.
Does he want to take a break?
I mean, with boys all over the place, right? With future looking bright, why would you?
But we're not in his head. Maybe he is just worn out. It could be a thing. And if that's the case, yes, we do have to look at somebody else.
I think honestly, though, if he was burned out, he wouldn't have. He probably would have quit last season. I think.
Yeah, dude. Exactly.
I think he sees this as a challenge. He's stubborn, and he'll do what he needs to do to win. And I think this third year he's doing a lot better. I don't know if we're gonna win, but hey, I do think that if we don't win this season, next season, I think we have a much higher chance. Make it in the top 4. We'll secure the top 4, I think, and then cook in the mercado, do a little bit better, get a couple better players, and improvise, and then just move on from there.
Our problem right now is that we're not outperforming the reffing.
If we had to bring in a coach, devil's advocate, Max says, "Hey, I'm done. I want to leave." What other coach has his profile of managing a top club that can integrate youngsters as much as he does and get results? Who else? I don't know. It's hard for me to know.
No one does.
The counter to that, though, from that side of the argument is that I think you mentioned already, Dash did. Conte was a relative nobody when he came in, right? There are certain guys that they didn't necessarily have their shot at the big club. Juventus was their big shot at the club. We have to be careful as well, right? Because, and I know this is a bit of a crazy example, but Pirlo, I mean, we just threw him in at a big shot. We just don't know. The fact of the matter is and we see it with their players too. Bernardeschi, lights it up in Fiorentina, comes to Juve, absolutely nothing. Goes to Toronto, does well again.
any player we buy from Fiorentina.
Is garbage. I kind of want to illustrate this because one of the arguments that were made for this, kind of the idea of this, was essentially because, hey, Lippi wasn't really much of an anybody at the time, neither was Conte, so, why not? And I kind of looked into Juve's managerial history, and I thought that this is worth a share. That was interesting. So when we go down here, because Lippi came, I want to say, where is it? Here we go. So he came in 94. So if you look at the previous Juventus coaches before then, 48% win record, 50% win record, 47% win record with Rino, Dino Zoff, and Luigi Maifredi. So Juve at that point were
Damn, Deschamps did so good with us. I always forget that. It was also the one season, though.
Yeah, it was only that. But they were essentially there where it was like
we were in
Serie B. So when Lippi came in, essentially they were kind of cycled through three coaches within. So this is from 86 to about 94. So they cycled through three coaches within that time frame. So they were kind of like, hey, F it, we need to try something out. We need to figure something out here. And then when we look at Antonio Conte, if we scroll down to a more recent time period with Conte here, the previous coach, Del Neri, had a win record of 40%. And then the coach, no one wants to remember this, but 38% win record. And then you go up to Antonio Conte.
And
so
who's that guy right after him that has the highest win record since Deschamps? What's that guy's name?
Allegri.
Can you name that guy? What's his name?
Mr. Allegri.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So the idea is like, we're not in the same point where those opportunities for Conte and Lippi were, right? We're not in that bottom of the barrel. If something works, fuck it, right? We're not there. We're on the up and up. So it's not really the same situation as it was for both of those coaches. If you look at it from hindsight, it's not. So I don't understand, especially with, for example, with Motta, where it's like, he's at Bologna for roughly 12 months now. Like, yeah, what he's doing is great.
So my country can be free.
So it's like, how can you sit there and essentially just justify, oh yeah, let's, we have a project that's working, that's on the up and up. Let's throw him in there. Let's take a brand new coach that has no idea what's going on per se and has a totally different system from the players that we have.
So we're all kind of in agreement with that one. I think that
I don't see there's no point to replace Max right now. Not only is there no point, like there's nobody that can do the job better.
Oh, but he doesn't know how to utilize Chiesa, Tall. What are you talking about?
And that's the
fuck
next
Chiesa.
That is the next thing.
Fuck Chiesa, dude. Sell him. Sell him.
So we're already getting into it.
I think so.
We're just
sell Chiesa for the right price. Only for the right price. If not, just keep him.
I'm sorry, dude. We got rid of the like bullshit in the locker room. If
that was my argument as well.
If Chiesa is going to be another problem in the locker room, the team is bigger than any player. Any player. All right? Like I don't give a fuck. At this point, the most Juventino person on our fucking team is Max.
I mean, this is a guy who gave up coaching. He turned down coaching Real Madrid.
Oh, don't say that in front of Jay Twitter. They'll get pissed.
Why did Real Madrid want him? Because he is an exact clone of Ancelotti.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Chiesa. He's underperforming.
And
I'm sure
he's got another knee injury.
It's got it. Well, we'll see. We'll see how bad that is. I don't want to rag on a minor injury, a little knock, if it's just one of those things.
It's mental though at this point with him. It's not. It's like his problem is up here. His problem is in his body failing him. He has the physical capabilities to be better than Dybala at being Dybala. Okay. He has the physical capabilities to be a false nine, to be all these things. And
We're talking about Chiesa.
I'm a winger. This is what I do. Grow the fuck up, bro. You have the physical skills to do other things. You know what I mean? Like I'm now working back at my family business, but I was a carpenter. All right. Do you think that means that I didn't hang drywall also? I'm just a carpenter. I only do framing. No. I hung drywall also. I did tile also. I was capable of doing other things, so I did them. And I did them with the same precision and skill that I did the thing that I was best at.
I wanna add one thing about the Chiesa thing, the Chiesa situation as a false nine. He just needs to put his head up when he's dribbling. When he dribbles, he always puts his head down, and he has no vision. He's not able to pass, or he's not able to pass and move. Every time he puts his head down, he's just like
when we talk about
going straight. That's why I say he's a winger.
He is a winger naturally, but at the same time, there has to be some sort of adaptability, right? When you look at somebody like McKennie, who almost got cut, let's be honest. We all wanted him off the team. We wanted him sold. And here he is adapting, playing midfield, playing wingback, playing whatever the hell he's told to do. And he
I have a hot take. I have a hot take on this. I think McKennie was just always better as a natural winger than he was as a center midfielder.
Perhaps. But he never gave up.
I think McKennie realized, like, I'm going to get cut from this team if I don't fucking do better.
I agree with that, too.
Yeah.
I honestly felt like when I'm watching that guy play, I feel like I'm watching like he's very energetic. And I always think about players who are super energetic. They're usually pretty good on the wing.
And
I feel like I'm watching Edgar Davids. That's what I feel like I'm watching.
Yeah.
And sometimes
that's a little bit of element. I won't deny that. Yes.
Yeah, maybe not the most technically gifted, the most flashy player, but is just putting his heart in, running box to box, getting the body involved, which it's an Allegri system. Is that not exactly?
And you know what he also doesn't do? He doesn't complain.
Well, that's the whole point. He
doesn't complain. If you watch that season that he got the number 8 right with us, what was it, last year? When we shipped him out in January, he would complain all the time. You watched him bitch and moan all the time. And it was almost like somebody grabbed him by the scruff of the neck and said, you want to be on this club? Shut the fuck up and do the work.
I think he saw Leeds. I think he saw how it was at Leeds, and I think
how much worse it is.
And
let's look at the age. They're the same age, Chiesa and McKennie, right? And we did give the excuses. Oh, they're 23, they're 24. You know, they need a couple more years for the maturity thing. Well, we saw McKennie now grow the fuck up. Chiesa, it's your turn.
Exactly. And he's 26. It's like, dude, you should be coming into the prime of your career.
Yeah.
Not still acting like a child.
Time to start adulting. This is your time to be the guy. Let's see.
And also this could be your team.
It could.
He
could own this team.
So hold on, let me chip in with that. Him not being willing to renew his contract, doesn't that show you what you need to know about him?
Yeah, there's definitely red flags, but apparently we like those.
Because it's just like, you know, if he was a Juventino, because to be honest with you, I don't think Juve is his last team.
No, it's not.
Like as far as his last big team,
and that's why I'm okay with cashing him if the opportunity
I think the move is to hold on to him until Man City gets. I said this when we were playing pro clubs last night. I said hold on to him until Man City gets rid of Pep, and then whoever comes in to replace Pep at Man City, they're gonna buy Chiesa as their first purchase.
It's a bit of a take.
Hey guys, I gotta head out because my hotel room, everybody's about to like bring more people. It's gonna get super loud.
You start smashing back some 3% beers.
Yeah, there you go. I'll be doing that.
Speaking of, I gotta go get another.
But I gotta go because it's gonna be super loud. But next week I'll be home, so I can stay as long as I can.
Beauty. Well, we appreciate it, Jeff. Have a great night.
But, hey, thank you guys. I'll see you guys next week.
What I want to say, and this is one of the things that I hope Yildiz brings to the team if he continues this trajectory, at least for this year, is that he starts making a lot of people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I fuck Vlad. Vlad's comments sometimes.
I'm really uncomfortable. All of a sudden, Case is going to be like, especially if it's, you know, we're going to stay with the 3-5-2, right? It's not going to be Yildiz and Chiesa, right? They're either going to play off of Milik or Kane or do something. So if this kid keeps playing and he lights a fire under Chiesa's ass, it gets him to be like, shit, like, I'm going to lose some playing time here. Hopefully that kind of picks something in the, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know why I feel like it's not gonna though. I don't know why I feel like he's gonna like complain that he's gonna be like, why is this kid benching me?
Part of me thinks that Chiesa bought onto his own hype.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's definitely
I
drinking
think-
his own Kool-Aid.
I think because, like,
Yeah.
for example, the 6 months with Pirlo and then the month and
The
a half,
Euros.
the Euro,
Euros,
like,
yeah.
I think he bought onto his own hype. And what I don't understand is people's argument with this fixation of him needing to be on the left, where it's like in the system, a 4-3-3. Do you guys like? And I always try to throw this to these people. Do you understand that for Chiesa's pop off, when he popped off, he only played in a 4-3-3 for about 3 to 4 matches, and he played as a right winger, not a
Yeah.
left winger.
We had him on the right. I still think I still
He's
like
better
him
on the
better
right.
on the right.
He's better on the right because he can't cut in and invert. He can't. For some reason, he just lowers his head down, dribbles to the left corner flag, and yeets the ball into the box.
Well, I think the other thing about Chiesa is, and people that say the 4-3-3, the 4-3-3, when you're in an attacking position in a formation, and we can pull up the tactical board to show it, a 4-3-3 and a 3-5-2 looks exactly the same when you're attacking. It's the same coverage. It all ends up being a 3-2-5 in attack. Okay, and it's where you're going to fit into
once you're
that.
poured forward. Yeah. At the end of the day, just like everything ends up being a 4 or 5 at the back, regardless, anyways, right?
Yeah. So like, I think that like this whole formation things, like that's like my big football conspiracy is formations aren't real. Birds aren't real. Formations aren't real. They're just government drones.
It's a construct. It's like anything else, right? It allows us to have like a visual construct to understand
Sure.
visually.
And then it's like, okay, but it's like, do you want your attacking, 3-2-5 to be comprised of wing backs and this and guys? Because at the end of the day, like a wing back is a guy with X skill sets, and a winger is a guy with Y skill sets. And the thing is that
the thing is,
Chiesa
sorry,
is
to
a
cut you
winger-
off.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, no, just to cut you off. It's like that's the reason why there's channels like us that exist, and then there's Paramount Plus.
Well, I mean, Paramount Plus they're fucking hacks, dude. Like nobody there has ever had a good take.
No, but you, the casual fan, they want to see 4-3-3. Oh yeah, that's cool attacking formation. That's great. I love a 4-3-3, right? Not realizing that in transition it might be a 4-4-2 or a 5-4, whatever. You can make up any number, any combination of numbers.
I'm sorry, we play a back three, but we build in a 4-2 because that's how Max likes to build. So one of our wing backs is always dropping back into a back four to compensate. That's why Danilo never plays in the center.
But you take the casual fans and they immediately don't know what the fuck you're talking about anymore now, right? Not to say, you're an idiot because you're No, there's different depths and levels of understanding of the game,
argument.
right?
What Dave is trying to say, if you're using the system he's not good for the system, or the system's not working for him, that's not a valid argument.
It's not,
because the system is fluid and it's ever changing. And you can't be like, he's not good in a 3-5-2. It's like, well, we're not always in a 3-5-2. We're in transition.
And to cut you off, Dave.
No, absolutely. Go ahead.
Allegri is not the kind of manager that's rigid to the system. He puts people in the best positions they have to succeed, and then basically says, okay, this is what I need from you for defensive solidity. And then in attack, go for it.
Create.
I hope we get demonetized because he said the earth is flat.
Well, now you don't talk about it. We all know it's flat.
Well, I mean, you need to have the visual. And
don't be a globetard, okay? It's an ice wall.
Oh man, controlled by the Nazis, right?
No, I mean yes, but no. I mean,
no, but yeah, you're not supposed to know about it.
Listen, dude, this is not like maybe if this show was on BitChute or Rumble, we could go into that. But no, we're not. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it here. Yeah, I don't. I again, this is why I think that like if you have the skills that Chiesa has, you should be able to be successful as a number 10 or anywhere across the front three.
I mean, Yildiz can play across the entire front line for Turkey. He does.
And he can if we played him as a 10 tomorrow, he would say, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?"
And we have to look at what the modern professional is at the top level of the game, right? Just like we can't expect our defenders to just be Chiellini and just sit there and boss everyone that comes in his zone. No, you got to be able to play the ball. You got to be able to move up the field.
Well,
You know?
and here's the thing that I find interesting, right? Allegri is doing Chiesa a solid by telling him, adjust your play style, play as a 10. Why, do you ask? Because let's look at Kylian Mbappe. Start off as a left winger. Where does he play right now at PSG? In the center, dead center. Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo start off as wingers. Where did they migrate towards the apex of their careers? Into the center.
Why?
Moise Keane had his best year as a left winger.
Yeah, but Moise Keane was like an alternative to them. Like, come on.
No, but he's still there not complaining, right? Like you can
Yeah.
take examples above and below. It doesn't matter where you are in
Henry.
the pecking order, you do it.
Henry
played as a wingback for us, then went on to be a winger, then went on to be a striker.
A striker. Because Allegri knows, as a winger, if you continue to play for a winger for a long time, especially with Chiesa's ACL injury, your days are numbered at the top level. How do you get more out of your legs without putting more strain? You play in the center. How do you get more eyes on you? Bigger contracts, more money, better stats. You play in the center. Why? Because
set up for success.
He's being set up for success and he doesn't want it. That's the thing. Like, and like, I don't understand. Like, if I'm a Chiesa fanboy, I would sit there and be like, well, shit, that makes sense.
But he's stuck in his own bullshit. He believes he's a left winger, and it's quite selfish, really. Again, you got to look at the bigger picture, the team, right? So Danilo, he's a right back, isn't he? Okay, he aged a little bit. We go to a 3 at the back. Oh, turns out he's a very serviceable center back. David Alaba did the exact same thing. You know,
David Alaba played in a number of positions. He played as a midfielder. He played all over. He played as a right midfielder at some points, even,
and considered a world-class player because he's able to do that. He never's like, well, no, I'm a left back. I can't.
Joshua Kimmich, Philip Lahm.
Yeah. So many examples of this, essentially.
Well,
even if we're just talking about players that play in the midfield, I mean, you want to look at guys like Toni Kroos, who started his whole career off as an attacking midfielder, number 10, second striker, and is now one of the best CDMs in the game. You look at even Çalhanoğlu, who's a fucking bum. He was a bum as a number 10 for a decade, and now at the end of the twilight of his career, he's playing as a great CDM. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It happens all the time. Also, when you are coming up and through the ranks through youth systems and so on and so forth, you play in multiple different positions throughout your career. You don't just end up one place. Gatti was definitely a midfielder.
He was. He said he was.
He was an attacking mid.
Delict was a midfielder too.
No, they just played him as a midfielder to just try him out. It wasn't.
Oh, no, okay. I mean, he had the experience at least.
He had the experience at a midfielder, but that was more of a whatchamacallit. Yeah, Pjanic, perfect example. Pjanic was a 10 and then ended as a regista.
I think the point is we can be here all night finding examples, right?
Exactly.
Like, what's your excuse now, Freddie?
Exactly. What is your excuse? Like, at what point do you like? I think I constantly go back to this thing, and Sal, I totally cut you off, and I won't let you finish.
No, unacceptable.
I keep going back to this interview with Van Persie, and Van Persie is talking about his son who was playing for the U14s at Feyenoord, and he was on the bench for a whole game, and he's complaining in the car, and he's like, oh, I didn't play because of this guy, and I didn't play because of this guy, and this, and the coach is not playing me because he doesn't like me. And he's like, dude, shut the fuck up. You sound like a loser. He's like, when you show and when you take responsibility for yourself and you show that you are the best available person for the job, that's when you get it. In sport, that's how it works. Like when they say, oh, why isn't Illing playing? Because he's not doing it in practice. That's why.
Yeah.
Because he's losing certain things. Max is watching him fail at certain things in practice and saying that is going to get us cooked in a game.
Well, people are starting to realize as he does gain some minutes that maybe he isn't what He
Well,
was.
no,
I don't,
and,
well,
then,
when he-
and then you have some people that are sitting there. Well, that's because he doesn't play.
Sure.
You have to
I mean that's
earn
part. That is
playtime.
part of the
You
equation.
have to
I understand.
earn playtime.
But
And
yes,
Sal, you were going to say something.
Yeah, it's good.
No, just real quick. I mean, even I think Max. I think it was today, where they were asking him about Yildiz, and he straight up put the kibosh on playing Yildiz as a Metzala.
Yeah.
He's no, he needs to be in front of goal.
Mhm.
Right.
He literally said he has goals in his legs.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I want him closer to goal.
Okay, we can't transition because we didn't really talk about Jalo at all here. So Vlad's saying
It's actually DJ Allo.
DJ Allo. Yeah, that's who it is. DJ Allo.
But
Dash, we need to hear your pronunciation of it.
What, of DJ Allo? I'm just doing it to piss Vlad off.
I love this whole thing.
Jalo?
It's just showing how broke Inter is that they don't even want to pay a $2 million fee for this kid.
yeah, because they already busted their whole nut on Dejan.
Yeah. So here's the latest news from Romano. And there's been a lot of news. This is just the latest one that I have. Juventus and Lille have agreed on a 3.5 million euro fee for Jalo to join the club in January. Lille confirmed the green light today. Decision now up to Thiago. Juventus now are entered as a free agent in June. Lille expected to bench Jalo for 6 months if he leaves on a free. So even Lille
did us a
is
solid.
pushing. They're pushing. Well, because they want the money.
So is he gonna come immediately
And probably play next gen, yeah.
like that's so also I have to give props to Giuntoli on just restocking the next gen.
He has to. They're almost in the relegation zone.
Yeah, we cannot be in Serie D. Those boys will get their fucking shit rocked. Like, you think Serie C is physical? Serie D is actual bricklayers.
Just a bunch of farmers.
It's not even. No, those guys go studs up with like steel-toed boots on. They do not give a fuck in Serie D.
Yeah.
All right, that's
No,
like
you gotta
semi-pro.
keep it up.
Okay, like that is not where we want our guys. We need to get more guys in the next gen. Not only do we need more guys in the next gen, but like, fuck, I completely forgot where I was going.
Well, even then, I don't think he's going to be playing much. He just came off a really nasty injury.
Yes. So he came off the ACL, right? So
yeah. So
He's a wing back, fullback, center back,
Center back,
defender. Yeah.
He could play. He could be
left-footed.
He could play left. He could play left wing.
Yeah.
Back.
He's a defender.
Yeah.
But left-footed.
Anywhere in the back five, if you would.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yep.
So yeah, we looked at it. I think it was yesterday. Valued. He dropped $1 million. He was 16 down to 15. Injury. Understood.
That's still a steal for $3 million. Is a steal.
And obviously you take transfer markets number, January transfer especially, typically valued a little bit more. Now, get it, he's got 6 months on the contract. That's why we're looking at 3.5 just to buy him now. And okay, here it's a double-edged sword, right? So yes, maybe we get a defender, maybe he turns out. Inter definitely do not in this situation.
Well, it's kind of what Vlad says here. He can play all positions in a black four.
A back four.
I'll take a black four.
Wow.
I'll take a black four for 400, please.
A back four. So it kind of fuels the rumor mill that we've had here for a bit, where I think we're starting to transition out of the 3-5-2.
Guys, Max hates a back three. He hates it.
But he does it so well.
I know. I think that's why he does it so well, is because he hates it.
Oh man, it's not a labor of love.
Watch us play with the back three. Like, we're not ever in a back three.
No,
because Chiesa's usually not Chiesa. Locatelli's usually dropping back and making it a back four.
Yeah,
I think Chiesa's trying really hard to make into a 4-3-3.
Yeah, nobody's doing that.
Full blown Portuguese. Jesus.
Yo, Vlad. What the fuck? Also, you could have thrown Bremer in there.
You did.
Oh, okay. I didn't. Too many of these.
I think a real back four, right, is when you're transitioning, right, when they're hitting you on the counter, you keep your shape, right. You don't transition to a back three. That's how I view it, at least. Like that's a true back four.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the 3-5-2 is just working. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Unless
It's or
you
who we have.
unless you have legit personnel for it. I have
Yeah,
no-
that exactly. Yeah.
And it's gonna take it's gonna take a couple mercatos to legitimately work up to that. And also, we don't know like how much are we spending for this guy realistically? 3 million.
3, maybe a bonus
Three
or
and a
two.
half.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but like we've bought guys that are consistently on the next gen team that are like 34. Okay, there's like a couple guys on the next gen that are like never gonna make it into the first.
Well,
team.
Adjic, we just paid 10.
Odzic,
Adjic.
Odzic,
Odzich. Ha! Is it better?
Adjic.
Odzich.
Odzic,
You don't pronounce the D. It's Odzich.
Adjic. Adjic.
Yeah, there you go. Boom. Suck
No
on that,
D.
Vlad.
No D. Take the D out of it. All
yeah,
right.
take the D out of your mouth. Jesus
That's
Christ.
what she said.
So Odzic, Odzic, whatever his name is. Yeah,
Odzich.
but no, but there's guys on the next gen that are like 34, 35 years old that are just like these guys we need to be on the team so that
age. I
we
thought
can
you meant
have
value.
the
Yeah.
rotation of youngsters come through and we have some sort of like consistency so we don't lose every single game.
Oh, Vlad's saying I was right. So I do put the D in my mouth.
That's something you want to say.
Yeah, that's between you and your wife, Dave.
Dude, you probably live in an area that's more susceptible to panettone than I am. Go get your own fucking panettone. I mean, I saw one sad panettone in the corner at Walmart yesterday, but I don't know if that's really what you want. Oh, G.
Sad
Like in G-Wagon, which is actually Jolanda Wagon, which is Overland Wagon. There you go. I just spoke German. I know German. That one thing.
I mean, think about it this way: we're in Europe next year. I feel comfortable enough
Oh,
saying
fuck yeah. I 100%.
in Europe
We'd have to royally fuck up
yeah.
Mhm.
or get docked points again to get out of here.
We need legit depth in the lineup, and especially if we're switching to a back four, we're midfield heavy then all of a sudden, right? So how are unless he's going to switch it up depending.
No, Chiesa is going to play right back.
Oh boy. Sure. I think there's a lot of Plus Valenza in the midfield as well, perhaps with like Berlinachea, maybe Sule.
Or even Wes, right? Like Wes his value shot up like crazy this
Yeah,
year.
I think selling Wes at this point is retarded. And I also think that like if you tell Wes like, hey Wes, how do you feel about playing right back? He would be like, let's do it.
Like,
could I eat it big back afterwards if I do it?
Yeah, but then wait. That's right, because I would envision Weah doing that before I would Wes.
I want to see Weah further up. Didn't you say pair Weah with Keane at one point?
I did.
Yeah, that feels tasty to me.
Okay, so he was at 25 when I was in June 2022. That was the end of the Pirlo season, right?
I think so. And he
Or
played
was that
really
the end
really
Allegri's
well
first
under
season.
Pirlo.
Allegri's first. Okay, end of 22. Allegri's first season. So he maintained through the whole like shake up and everything. Went to Leeds, completely dropped off to 18. Now he's back at 23. It's not
At this point, I don't see him getting sold for less than 30.
Yeah.
He's a $30 million player, I'd say.
If EPL 50.
Yeah.
You gotta throw that tax on there.
But that's the thing, right? So if Max does get his wish, we get a Mercado, we have a left and a right back. You're gonna have to shuffle it up a little bit. Some guys are gonna have to go, and he would probably be one of them where you can cash in, like you said.
Okay.
Same thing with Sule, and then if Rabiot's gonna keep doing these 1-year contracts, that's gonna free up a bunch.
Listen, we want him on a 1-year contract.
Yeah.
We don't want 2-3 contract
3.
Rabiot. We know how he plays on a 2-3 year. Okay. And he knows how he plays. That's why he's only asking for the 1 year. Veronique knows how to manage her clients. Okay. More people need to be playing under Veronique sports management. All right.
Jesus. In case you forgot. All right. What do we think about Hoisin Sauce getting the number 3 at Rome?
He's got the number 3.
Yeah.
I got the number 3.
Yo, Moo is wow. He is just
Slurping it up. I thought that was surprising myself because they even said it's like, yeah, he's only was it Mota or Mourinho? Not Mota.
I hate the thought of him.
Thiago. Which Thiago am I talking about now? Jesus, there's so many.
I really hate the thought of him playing next to Mancini. I don't want him coming back with that kind of.
No, you go to Roma. You go to Roma. He's only going to Roma because Moo called him directly. And if you're if you're a defender and Moo calls you, you go.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of weight to that, as well as the fact that they are so thin on their back line right now that
he's gonna play.
He's getting minutes for sure.
Well, DeGello or not DeGello, and Dicko just went for AFCON.
And they have injuries. They have guys at AFCON.
No.
Who?
Dicko?
He's probably dual citizenship.
Oh,
look it up.
Yeah, because
I think I bought him in a FIFA once, and he was listed as French in that FIFA. So he might have been able to declare for France and never did.
Ivory Coast and France. He's both.
Okay, yeah. So
because Roma's still in Europa League, right? So they're still in Europa League. They're still in Copa.
Yeah, so they need.
And they have like 2 center backs to fill 3.
Well, yeah, right now they're playing Davide Cristante as a center back.
Yes, like they're desperate. They're playing people out of position. They're playing people right down the depth charts.
Why doesn't Lukaku play as a center back? He played so well as a center back for Man City in that Champions League.
But who's going to score for them now? Dybala can't do it alone.
Dybala
can't do it even.
That's basically what he did. He bent them over. And he's like, all right, that's fine.
Yeah. And I'm looking here. So Ndeka played up to France under 21 and then went to Ivory Coast.
Well, he just played January 6th. He just played today for the Ivory Coast.
Yeah, so he's
gone.
He has 6 matches. So I believe the way it works is that it's not until you're at the senior level.
Yeah, and it has to be actually capped on the field. Like it's not like just called up.
There's a chance I get Luis Hassa.
He's ours, guys. He's ours.
There's a chance.
But in any case, I mean, Hoisin Sauce. I hope he has an excellent 6 months there. I hope he learns a lot and comes back next year and starts taking over. I don't know if it's going to be Danilo's spot or who it's going to be that he's fighting for, but
I hope he does so well we sell him to Tottenham for 90 million.
Or I mean, if you want to give me 90 million for him.
There's a clause though. He has to pay a certain amount, or else they have to give us an extra $200,000, which is like % of their overall transfer budget.
Yeah, so they have $1.5 million that they can spend in January. They currently have spent 700 of that, so just about half. We lost them. But if Hoisin plays 10 games, it does go down to 500,000, which is only a third of their transfer budget. Needless to say, regardless, with $1 million or less dollars, there isn't really a whole lot Roma can do outside at this point. Like the fact that they got Hoisin even by giving away Cherubini, there's the 50% sell on, but I mean, it shows desperation. They're desperate, and I think the fact that Mourinho's coaching, paired with the fact that they're so desperate for defenders that he will play, I'm happy. I wanted him originally to go to Frosinone, but looking at the overall picture, I think this is nice. I hope the best in the next 6 months. All right. The only last thing I had on the docket, and this is going back to the Inter thing, I did want to say it. This is from Soliano, sporting director of Verona. So we're going back to the Inter game here. He's saying, I am disappointed by the system and by 2 professionals who I respect, but I can't believe they didn't have the clarity to call the referee. Probably someone higher up than VAR will have decided that it had to be like this. So he's wearing the hat. He believes that it's above just like the refereeing, that the strings are being pulled at a much higher level. And this is Verona. right? They feel extremely cheated out of today's game. I don't know. I know I'm bringing back full circle, but is there anything more to say on that other than like good
got
riddance?
nothing.
At least there's somebody on our side.
Somebody else had to say it. Did anybody at Genoa say anything either when that happened?
I don't think so.
I didn't hear anything.
I think the officiating just came out the next day and said, yeah, or Rocci came out and was like, yeah, that's a foul.
Yeah, it continues. It goes on every week. We talk about it.
It's a joke.
Boy.
It's
every week.
It's so comically bad that you don't even like. Who VARs the VAR?
There's no over. Yeah, that's the thing. Who's auditing the system?
That's why I said I hope eventually UEFA puts in some kind of guardrails or something like that, like somebody to let the VAR know, like, hey, maybe you should look at this. You know, I know pie in the sky, but it's ridiculous. I can't even. I can't. So
we all struggle with it, but we have each other to console.
Oh, he got his internet back.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened there.
Taco Bell Wi-Fi.
Oh,
You know, I
get a beer.
Wi-Fi from my neighbor.
are you out in the sticks in Connecticut or what?
No, dude, I live in an apartment.
I got a penthouse suite. What are you talking about?
No, I'm on the ground floor.
He's like, where do you think all that JOFC money goes to? Like, peasants.
It's actually costs me money. Okay, the JOFC
Yeah, you
shit
and me both.
I don't make money off of this
Nobody
shit.
makes money off this shit.
It's like a fucking full-time job that I don't get paid for.
Yeah, what was it? Someone was like, man, dude, I hope Farhead's paying you guys. And then Dave and I just like,
I think I saw. Did I see Farhead actually join the Discord a couple days ago?
he joined it and then disappeared.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
he doesn't know how to use things. If Tim Cook doesn't tell him exclusively how to use his technology, he doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, Apple.
Oh, he's an Apple guy?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
The rest of the crew, me and Dash are the only PC, like non-Apple people. And then we
What
got to
is that,
deal with
Zach?
them.
Samsung.
Samsung.
It's just
Better
annoying.
than a
'cause-
Huawei phone,
well,
which
yeah.
is mandatory for all members of Canadian Parliament, by the way.
That's a lot. They've actually banned it. The Ontario government, the federal government, I want to say another province, BC maybe, they have all banned Huawei devices. So
Well, they don't
we
need
do
to
have
because
we do have a security and intelligence community that does inform the Prime Minister's office.
not that Justin Castro listens, but
I thought it was when you guys were detaining that like high profile chick, the Chinese national or something like that. And then
that was the Huawei heiress.
Yeah.
all right. We're gonna shadow ban. We're shadow ban. We're not gonna get in the shit. That's it.
I mean, that's just reporting on what happened. Honestly.
Yeah, but you know what it is when you report on certain things, and then all of a sudden you have to, you go to Rumble and they kick you off of there, and then you go to somewhere.
Guys, it was an American issue. She ended up in Canada because we're America's bitch. We listened to them, and China got mad. That's
You're
the
actually
long
technically
story.
England's bitch.
Listen,
Just keep it clear.
listen. We pay a majority. You guys don't need to spend on defense. That's why you get all this cool social stuff. You get healthcare.
That's why we can put tampons in the men's bathroom because America's got us covered.
Exactly. My tax dollars are paying for those fucking tampons. You're welcome.
Oh boy,
Which is fine. It's cool.
yeah, it's mutual agreement.
And they say we're not progressive.
Right. I mean, I'm sure the Mounties take up a big portion of the Canadian defense budget. All right, I get it.
You know how much it costs?
They ride moose, right?
So much.
They should mobilize. I swear to God, Canada would have the strongest army on earth if they just mobilized the moose population.
So Sweden actually tried to domesticate the moose and failed because they're
the moose first off, in Soviet Canada, the moose domesticate you.
They are pretty chill. Moose are pretty chill animals, to be
Bro,
honest, most of the time.
they are fucking large.
Yeah, they're
That's a
large, but they're
animal.
like a deer, for instance, is skittish as fuck. A moose would just be like,
Here, I have a deer. Wait,
bro.
Come here, Toast. Come here, you're a deer. Little deer. There's my dog. She's a deer.
Oh, college football final.
Is that what he's?
Mm,
Oh, did we touch on? It's not technically Juve, but if somebody wants to see some Juve players, I think they announced that Italy's going to play 2 national team games
Miami.
in March.
Yeah.
One in Miami,
And the other one looks like it's going to be in Philly.
Philly. Are you going to that one though?
No, because I want to watch Juve players play, and there's not going to be any.
I'm sure Chiesa and maybe Gatti. Gatti's been playing well. He might get some time.
I don't know. I'm like, as much as I like the Italian national team, I like the Italian national team when it's stacked with Juventini.
Yeah.
Not when there's 2 of us on that team. I don't know. I'm like a weird Juve fan. Like, I'm just a Juve fan. Like, I don't even want to send most of our guys to the national team because they always come back fucking injured.
Yeah.
Or with like some stupid chip on their shoulder because they beat fucking North Macedonia and they think they're hot shit.
Thing is,
like, we beat North Macedonia.
Yeah. I think
whatever, dude. Those guys all have literal day jobs.
No, they don't, because they live in North Macedonia.
No, you're right. They're unemployed. Again, more guys who's you know why they can have good because they don't have. You're welcome, NATO. You're welcome. You don't need an army.
What did we do? Oh, for Macedonia again. Yeah. They have the European Union. They got a couple people covering their ass.
Yeah, they do. The European.
I mean, like it's basically Germany, France, England, and America, and then the rest of us are going to show up with like a 50-year-old destroyer and be like, "We're helping. We're here. We're helping."
Hey, look,
we sent you guys bullets. Did you not get them? We FedEx them to you. Oh, sorry, we use DHL.
I'm happy to pay the
It's German
premium, so my neighbors up north can live a good life. I'm happy.
Yeah. Which bullshit, because they started building a wall of snow to keep us out because they're afraid because it's getting too full over here.
You realize our border's the warm part of our country, right?
That's scary. That's the scariest part of Canada. Your border is the warm part.
Yeah.
Does anybody know how long AFCON's going for, by the way? Is it just for the
month of January?
Yeah.
That's it.
Talking about it. Oh man,
mid-January, first week. Of February,
that joke is that's for pro clubs exclusively. The joke that I was about to make.
If it's about Africa, probably.
Yes. No. Here, I'll throw it in the private chat.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man, types it into the live one, knowing him.
So that being
private chat. Okay.
Let's get the Discord rounds going. Let's get the likes and the subscribes going here as well. As we close this one out, as we're coming into the finale here. So hit those buttons. The Discords were obviously the shenanigans really continue on and see you in full force. Clubs. FC clubs. Tal, first night last night. How was it?
I got an assist.
Nice.
That was about all I did though.
Okay.
I talked a lot of shit. I gave Dave a couple passes that were absolutely terrible and roasted him for not scoring. And I will proceed to play exactly like that and refuse to acknowledge that I am the problem. And that's about it because I am a career mode guy when it comes to the FIFAs.
Yeah, I am.
Because I just like having like 10 years of dominance where every year Juve wins a treble, and then I set the sliders to injuries up all the way to 100 whenever I play Inter or Napoli. Because my goal is to play as Juve, but for some reason, through injuries, get Inter relegated.
Jesus. All right. Well, I mean, role playing. It's role playing.
It's a fantasy game that I like to play like an RPG. Okay, you guys treat it like it's a sports game, and I
Listen.
treat it as my.
Some people like their fantasy with Wizards and Dragons. Tall likes it with broken ankles.
I like it with Inter getting relegated.
Yeah,
okay,
mean,
and
let's
I
see,
don't
it's
think
not a
that that's
thing.
a bad fantasy to have.
It's okay. I'm down with that. It's better than Dragons. Dragons are fucking lame.
I mean, dragons could be cool, but like all the games now with dragons are not good. Although
Yeah,
Dragon's
I'll
Dogma
do
2
it.
looks good.
Which one?
Dragon's Dogma 2, that's not out yet. It's coming out pretty soon.
I never played those. That sounds like a PlayStation game, maybe.
It is. And then I'm playing Final Fantasy 16, which is like so it's cinematic overload, and it's like really more
The
action.
the Japanese games, yeah, they can be different sometimes.
I'm a big JRPG guy. I like the
Yeah.
Japanese. The thing is that the Final Fantasy games kind of peaked at 10. Don't at me, it's the best one.
I've never played
and-
any of them. I don't even
No,
know.
everyone thinks 7 is the best one, but I think 7 could kick rocks. Don't care.
All right. Tal don't care. All right. On that note, we're going to sign this one off because, I mean, we're here every single day. We're back at you again tomorrow at noon Eastern time. That's 6 in the Central European. Not even 10 minutes before that. Obviously, we're not just going to fly in on kick.
Doing a call-in after tomorrow?
No, we're not. We're not going to do the call tomorrow. It's our last day off, and we're just going to enjoy it.
Day off. I got to work.
No, like our last Sunday. It's our last like.
Oh, I know. I'm saying I got to work during the game.
Oh, you're working during the game?
Yeah,
Oh, so Josh
12.
isn't even here, so he's working.
You got to get your priorities straightened out, Dash. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, man.
Yeah, Dash, aren't you getting paid enough doing this to be able to quit your day job? Jeez.
Yeah, the caveat would be if something insane happens, like last year's Salernitana match, then sure, like maybe we'll get into it more because we're all riled up. But no, we're gonna.
I feel like they're sufficiently demoralized that we can kind of route them again.
You hope.
But they literally played like their Primavera team against us earlier this week.
Well, they pretty much are. Well, Ellen over here, she's needing my attention too. See signs. She wants me to love her and scratch her head.
Get your wheelchair going, Dave. You missed an orgy of such epic proportions.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did miss a bit today. There's always something. Catch the replay, but we are signing off.
Yeah, no, in a nutshell, don't be a globetard.
The earth is flat.
Well, come on. I didn't want to say it, Dash. I'm trying to keep you paid, Dash.
Is there any thickness to it? Like, is there dimension?
Yeah, no, it's like, think of it like a semicircle. It's like half, and then it's also much bigger than they tell us. Like there's lands outside of the wall. So the whole depopulation thing that, they just want to reduce the population to like under 500,000, like the Georgia Guidestones that somebody destroyed with a laser.
Okay, Vlad says you need to...
I would if I hated my job, but I actually have a good job that pays me a decent amount of money, so I'm not quitting it.
Well, I mean, the other thing is like you have to get to a certain size before you can even afford that. Like,
yes,
companies have to be able to approach you to do ad reads and things of that nature.
Yeah,
so like
I would say this.
There's a lot more to being a content creator.
The only way I would do this is if this gave me 6 figures.
Yeah,
full time.
In today's economy.
No, I know that's what I'm saying. It's the bare minimum, right?
Oh, like 6 figures Canadian?
Yeah, that's what I'm
6 figures American.
6 figures yen?
Just 6 figures. Afghani dollars.
Listen, I got like 6 figures in Iraqi dinar, like upstairs, right? The evaluation of currency. Back to the gold standard. But I don't know if the banks are gonna,
you are for our exports. That's basically how we do things.
Use dollars for exports? Yeah, that's why the dollar is strong.
No, Canadian dollar. Like the Canadian dollar is like 25% weaker than the American one, but it helps with exports because people will either buy it at our dollar than the American dollar because it's that much cheaper. That's how it works because we're an export economy.
It keeps us flush in maple syrup.
Yeah. You guys can rely on Vermont. You don't have to.
They have a maple syrup based economy. While we operate on what's called a fiat petrodollar. They operate on The maple syrup dollar or syrup.
Zoom type loans or Zang type loans. Sorry.
Yeah, Zang from
The
Inter.
scariest thing to me about Inter being broke is Saudis coming in and being like, "Oh, well, we will buy your club."
Isn't that what they're saying with AC Milan though? They're talking about Saudi buyout.
Like,
Yeah, with
if
Cardinal.
anybody, come on, if anybody deserves the Saudi buyout, it's us. Come on.
The Saudis aren't going to spend though, because like they're not doing it with Newcastle. They're like, nope, we're doing an organic build. You want
Well,
something that's going to kickstart you. You want the
What's gonna happen
guitars.
is that after Pep leaves Man City, they're gonna run through that club because it's just Pep that's always constantly being protected by UEFA.
Yeah, that's
Like-
when the investigations are going to come out, and that's when they're going to get relegated to the championship.
Yeah. And then Man City will make Man City again.
Yeah.
Said every Man United fan.
They still
What's
have
really-
fans.
They do. They're all Indian guys.
Oh, I
It's
thought you were
not
about to
even a
say. I
joke.
thought you were about to say they're all in a chronic state of depression.
That too.
Well,
Well, I'm glad this is 2 hours in. No moderators watching this shit.
I know how to moderate this one.
It's perfect. Alrighty. Thanks for tuning in to this long, really obnoxious and out there call-in show, everybody. Obviously, like and subscribe. Like it, please. And on that note, guys, Dave will catch you tomorrow for the watch along, and then I will be back and catch you guys Monday for our day after recording, where we, Dave and I just have a one-on-one conversation, and we break things down, give our thoughts, and react to all the schmuppets on Twitter and see how those guys just absolutely blow things out of proportions. But on that note, we'll catch you tomorrow.
Good night, everyone. See you tomorrow.